Water and Sanitation Minister Senzo Mchunu says the department has already commenced with the country's water boards. This in an effort to enhance service delivery to problem areas. The minister was speaking at day 2 of the Water and Sanitation Summit in Midrand. Katlego, Legodi attended that summit, and he joins us now for a debrief. So beyond planning, people want to see action. That's according to Minister Senzo Mchunu. What else did we hear, Katlego?
Most definitely, Dudu. The 2-day summit has just come to an end, and officials are just, more or less interacting with each other and just trying to take in what the Minister of Water and Sanitation, Senzo Mchunu, presented at the podium a short while ago. Of course, solid commitments are coming out of the Department of Water and Sanitation, as the Minister saying that the 2-day summit has resulted in credible solutions that are well needed on the ground by delegates gathered here. You can imagine that about 400 delegates are gathered here at the Gallagher Convention Center to more or less just address all of the challenges on the ground. Some of them are being stakeholders and water experts that are dealing with these issues on a day-to-day. But the minister just boldly saying that they have started with the work of reconstructing some of the water boards. You can understand that the challenge on the ground in some communities, particularly at the top of my head, one that I can think of is in the northwest, where they've had challenges with their water boards. And the minister saying that this is an idea or a situation that they were aware of when they came into this summit, and coupled, of course, with other challenges that were raised when the minister crisscrossed the country in trying to, find a working solution and trying to get a gist of what is happening where issues of water and sanitation are concerned. But I'm going to bring into the conversation now the Director General of the Department of Water and Sanitation, that being Mr. Sean Phillips, who's just going to expand further on this, some of the recommendations and some of the solutions that were meted here at the summit, as he throws forward as well to the work that lies ahead for officials and delegates that had gathered here and the Department of Water and Sanitation. So thank you very much for joining us on Newsroom 405. Just let us in on some of those solutions. Let's touch on what the minister spoke about coming out of this solution. Some of them out of this summit. Some of those solutions being short-term. Others, of course, we can expect that they'll need time for intervention.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon. Yes, well, one of the key new focus areas of the minister, or major focus area of the minister, is to address the real water and sanitation challenges on the ground. There are areas in our country still where people don't have water. There are many of our communities are experiencing poor reliability with regard to water supply. In many communities, people don't yet have adequate and safe sanitation, and in some communities, the management of the sanitation infrastructure is such that sewage is spilling into the environment, and in some instances even into people's homes. So that is our immediate and most important focus, to address these real service deliveries on the ground, delivery issues on the ground. And what was good about this summit is that we've got people here from municipalities, from the provincial governments, from the water boards, from the private sector as well. And we've discussed these problems and we've agreed. There's a very high degree of consensus on what needs to be done about them. So some of the things that are going to be done is that in terms of the Constitution, municipalities are responsible for delivering water and sanitation services, but the national government has a responsibility to put in place norms and standards and to monitor against those and to intervene where they're not being met. So it's been agreed that we're going to work together to have more effective support to municipalities and stronger intervention where necessary. In addition, one of the key problems in the sector is financial management and collection of revenue. And it's agreed that there needs to be much more concerted action to make sure that municipalities get the revenue that they need. And in that regard, all South Africans are encouraged and requested, please, to pay for your water if you can afford to pay, so that the municipalities can have the money required to maintain the infrastructure and to provide the additional infrastructure required so that we can address these severe water and sanitation service delivery challenges on the ground.
Just let us in then on the commitment. The minister saying that government is often criticized for talk shops, that more or less they would come and then they would have the summits, but on the ground is a different story, or that when they separate or people leave here, it's a totally different situation in terms of implementation. Just let us in on the timelines and when can people start seeing changes in terms of the situation on the ground of water and sanitation.
Minister Mchunu is very hands-on. He indicated in his presentation to the summit that the summit had been preceded by a visit by him and a team from the department to each of the 9 provinces, where he visited communities, where he met with municipalities and with industrial organizations like the mines and the agricultural sector. And we through our provincial offices as well, we have a very good knowledge of many of the problems on the ground that many communities are experiencing. And we are going to be focusing as a department on addressing those problems. So we are going to be continuously assessing whether and giving feedback with regard to problems on the ground as to whether the time frames are being met and the issues are being addressed, working together with municipalities. And then at the same time, we are going to be focusing on the longer-term interventions, such as, for example, addressing water conservation and demand management issues.
All right. Thank you very much, sir, for your time. Of course, to do that, being the Director General for the Department of Water and Sanitation, Mr. Sean Phillips, just trying to sum up what the Minister of Water and Sanitation, Minister Senzo Mchunu, just more or less presented to delegates here, just giving them a reassurance that the Department of Water and Sanitation is charting a new path where the delivery of water and sanitation is concerned for people on the ground. It is a basic human right, and you can expect that a whole lot of people were looking forward to all of those interventions and the discussions that are coming out of here. But one that stands out for me is the fact that they're saying that they're going to be forming a council that would meet every 3 months to take stock of all of those resolutions that were raised here. It's back to you in studio to do.
Thank you very much, Katlego, Legodi, for that update.